Olive, Ginny, Samuel, Fred, and the chauffeur, Jake, clambered out of the Model T. They stood on the outdoor platform awaiting the afternoon train to New York. Other groups clustered together, chatting in hushed undertones. A whiff of sage and allspice drifted past with the approach of additional passengers and a sausage lunch. Billowing patches of dust swirled around them as crisp, dry air, smelling of straw, hinted at autumn and the colder days to come. Olive clung to Fred, her nose nuzzled into his shirt, savoring his musky scent. Samuel, sensing something wrong, clung to his mother. A dozen other passengers waited to board. Always on time, the afternoon eastbound train made several stops in Johnstown, Altoona, and Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, before crossing state lines and heading into New York. He would spend a night in the city, then take a morning train for West Point tomorrow. Brother and older sister awkwardly engaged in small talk while they waited. "When is Christmas break?" "I don't have my schedule yet." "How shall you rearrange the left wing?" "Not decided. What time do you arrive?" "Around 3 in the afternoon." "Where shall I sleep when I come home?" Olive cocked her head to the side as she listened to her siblings. Putting an end to the nonsensical conversation, she asked, "Fred, tell me what you are going to learn in your new school?" She brushed a clump of mud off the wooden surface and squatted. Fred, happy to discuss something meaningful, sat down on the platform, embracing the fleeting comfort of the child under his arm. "All the normal subjects, and I shall also be learning how to fight a war." The simple answer startled him. "Where is the war?" asked Olive, as she smoothed her gingham dress over her legs in an attempt of juvenile modesty. Fred hugged his sister. "There is no war, that I know of at least. Just because I learn how to fight a war doesn't mean that there will be a war." "Then why learn how to fight?" Her brow wrinkled between the blonde pigtails. "You never know when you may need the skill. It's like learning how to swim or ride a horse. You don't do it every day, but someday you may need to know how." Fred rubbed his sister's back. "Do you understand what I'm saying, Olive?" The world stood still for brother and sister, if only for a few seconds. "I think so, Fred. We have the fort to take to town, so I don't need to ride my pony. But maybe someday I'll need to go to town and the ford's not here. Then I'll go by horseback." The train whistled as it approached Campbellsville Depot, breaking the spell. The front cowcatcher raced toward them like a medieval siege weapon. Screeching brakes belched a hiss of steam that tasted of metal. "You got the idea," Fred said, tapping her nose. "Now here comes the train. Give me a big hug and kiss. I love you, little sister." Fred lifted her and kissed her on the lips. Placing Olive on the ground, he moved on to Ginny. "Well, big sis, this is it. Take good care of Father. I love you." "Be safe, Fred. See you at Christmas." Ginny bit her lower lip. Climbing up the steps, Fred hesitated. He stared deeply at the familiar town and the people he loved before crossing the threshold to board the train. He chose a window seat. Sticking his head out of the window, he waved to his clustered family until the train curved around the hillside. Ginny, Samuel, and Olive snuggled together on the ride home, taking turns blowing their noses. In the front, a few muffled sniffles were heard between shifting gears.